Y'all, what's up? It's your boy Nitro Hot Fire here. Welcome to Nerd Torch TV, your spot online for anime, comics, and gaming. And today I want to talk to you guys about the number one thing I found wrong with Naruto. So let's hop right in. Okay, the number one thing that I found wrong with Naruto, and my number one complaint that I have, was the fact that Naruto eventually wasn't even Naruto anymore. Naruto eventually became Dragon Ball Z. Now, the main difference between Naruto and Dragon Ball Z when they was first introduced was the fact that Naruto had rules to everything that they did. There was certain techniques that only certain people could learn. There were certain things that they had to train for. There were certain aspects of them that they can only get to so far before they basically reach the limit. And in Dragon Ball Z, as we can see from the new Dragon Ball Z Super Series, their limits kind of seem exponential and possibly infinite. There's no limits to Goku or Vegeta or to the Saiyan race at all, for that matter. It just seems like these people just get to whole new levels all the time, and it is crazy. Now, the thing about Naruto is that I remember when Naruto first learned the Rasengan, he had to train super hard for it. Now, y'all may remember this, but he had to train so he could barely stand anymore. And then when he finally learned how to do it, boom, he found his own way to do it, popped out a Shadow Clone, and wham bam, thank you ma'am, he had the new technique. Now, if you look over to Shippuden series, there was a point in time where Naruto all of a sudden just bust out a new Rasengan called the Planetary Rasengan without no training, without no even thought process behind how to do it. He just wham, just Planetary Rasengan out of nowhere, and that growth point was just too far up where it didn't make sense. Like the curve started where he was coming on up, and then wham, it just became a straight line skyrocketing to the top, and that doesn't make sense. Now, granted, Shippuden did take it to a whole nother level and became something unique in itself, where it gave us these massive battles between characters that was, like I said, it was kind of Dragon Ball Z like, and that is really my main complaint, is that they took too much power and basically skyrocketed everybody up. That after a while, it wasn't even about technique anymore. It wasn't about skill. It was just about who had the higher power level, or who had the newest transformation, and who had the newest, most explosionist, flashiest move possible that they can just think up out of their brains at a random given time without any training whatsoever. And that has to stop, people. That is a very big problem in story writing altogether. And if you are a content creator out there who is making a manga or making an anime or a comic book or whatever it is, make sure the growth of the character actually makes sense. Like even Goku and Vegeta's growth actually makes sense. Like if you see their training process and their growth and the way they grow, yes, their training is otherworld. It's otherworldly. It's godlike, because that's what they're doing. They're training to become gods at this time. And even though they've reached this new pinnacle of level, they still have to try for it. And all of a sudden, Naruto just comes out of nowhere and just starts using all these new techniques that doesn't make sense for him. And now, granted, you can say that he did at the time when he learned Planetary Rasengan, he had control over the Nine-Tailed Fox, so that could have gave him the boost that he needed in order to do a technique like that. But at the same time, that still doesn't make sense, because like if you look at the beginning of Naruto and when it first started out, these characters actually had to learn how to control certain techniques and do things in a certain way, and all of a sudden he just popped out of nowhere off the top of his head and just is mind-blowing. And plus, what makes it worse is the fact that he came up with this new technique just off the top of the dome, and Naruto's not that smart. He's never been that smart. And they all of a sudden, like, for him to just come out with a new technique that far advanced from his old one, like, just put this into perspective. A regular Rasengan, he always made a Shadow Clone, and then he held it there, Shadow Clone charged him up, and then he runs and he attacks. You know, wham bam, dead. Okay, cool. Now we look at the Rasen Shuriken. It takes 3 Shadow Clones to do that. Cool. So now we see Planetary Rasengan. It's like 10 Rasengans in one, and he's just doing it by himself. with no practice or nothing like that, he just jumps into this. You see how long it took him to actually learn how to do Rasen Shuriken? And then he just busts out of nowhere with Planetary Rasengan? Come on, guys. This kind of exponential growth has to stop. And maybe Kishimoto just wanted to try to compete with Dragon Ball Z since Dragon Ball Super was coming out. I don't know. But it has to stop. Anyway, guys, if you noticed that issue in the Naruto series, let me know in the comment section down below. Maybe you noticed some other stuff that I didn't even catch, and maybe we can just talk about this and see what we can do to make this stop in the future, because we can't be supporting this mess. Anyway, guys, it's your boy Nitro Hot Fire here. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. And also, make sure you share this video with other Naruto fans and see if they notice this exponential growth in Naruto. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching this video. I'm out. Peace.